Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the bizarre, grotesque, hilarious and surreal world of Beetlejuice 1988. A film that has become a cult classic not merely for its story but for its imaginative approach to death, supernatural chaos and dark comedy. And in this extended kill count review, we will analyze every significant death, implied casualty, and surreal transformation while exploring the exterior and interior settings, the performances that bring these characters to life, the safety measures behind the elaborate practical effects, the unique selling points that have cemented its enduring popularity, the budgetary considerations that made the movie possible, and finally a conclusion that ties together how Beetlejuice continues to entertain and horrify audiences more than 3 decades after its release. Starting with the exterior, the Maitlands' home in Connecticut is deceptively ordinary. A charming suburban residence that hides the tragedy of their fate and the surreal afterlife world that awaits them. And this normal exterior is key to the kill count because their deaths, their car accident, plunging them into an icy river, happen against this peaceful backdrop, emphasizing how sudden and absurd death can be. The exterior landscapes later extend into the afterlife, featuring deserts inhabited by gigantic sandworms, surreal horizons, and the warped spaces that Beetlejuice controls, making every outdoor scene both a visual feast and a stage for potential deaths or chaotic threats. Interiors, though shorter in description, remain highly significant. The Maitlands' cozy home is later transformed by the Dietz family into a garish, modern art-filled nightmare, with bright colors, angular furniture, and surreal decorative pieces creating a disorienting environment that complements the film's darkly comedic tone. These interiors serve as the stage for hauntings, possessions, and transformations, such as when the Maitlands stretch their faces into monstrous shapes to scare the Dietzes, or when a dinner party turns into a chaotic song and dance sequence with possessed guests, demonstrating that the kill count is not just about physical deaths, but also about situations that put characters in extreme peril or grotesque embarrassment. Performance is central to the success of Beetlejuice's kill count, particularly Michael Keaton's anarchic portrayal of the titular character, whose manic energy, crude humor, and unpredictable behavior turn every encounter into a potential death scene, whether he is terrorizing the living, manipulating the dead, or attempting to marry Lydia against her will. Keaton's performance ensures that even implied deaths, such as the fate of various ghosts or the chaos he unleashes, are memorable and entertaining. Winona Ryder as Lydia Dietz provides a counterbalance, her gothic teenage persona anchoring the story emotionally and making her near-death experiences genuinely suspenseful, while Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis as the Maitlands convey vulnerability and affection that make their early death impactful instead of disposable. Catherine O'Hara and Jeffrey Jones as the Dietz parents provide satire and comic relief while still experiencing threats from both the supernatural and Beetlejuice himself. And Glenn Shaddix as Otho adds an element of absurd villainy, all of which ensures that the kill count is as much about personality and interaction as it is about fatalities. Safety was a major concern during production due to the extensive practical effects, prosthetics, miniatures, and stop-motion required to depict grotesque deaths and transformations, including the sandworm sequence, the grotesque morphing of the Maitlands, and the possessed dinner party with attacking shrimp hands. Meticulous planning ensured that actors were never in danger while maintaining the illusion of peril, highlighting the film's commitment to safety without sacrificing creativity. Unique selling points emerge through this kill count analysis, primarily in how Beetlejuice presents death as absurd, humorous, and surreal rather than purely horrifying. The deaths of the Maitlands, the strange background ghosts, the dinner party mayhem, and Beetlejuice's own demise are all presented with cartoon logic, grotesque exaggeration, and satirical comedy, making this kill count distinct from conventional slasher or horror films that focus on gore or fear. Budget considerations show that Beetlejuice was made for approximately $15 million, a modest amount for its time, yet the film's imaginative set design, practical effects, and memorable performances translated that investment into nearly $75 million in worldwide gross, proving that creativity and vision often outweigh raw expenditure. And in terms of kill count, the production value ensured that each death, implied death, or chaotic moment had visual impact and lasting cultural resonance. As we tally the deaths, we note the Maitlands drowning as the initial fatalities, The numerous ghosts in the afterlife waiting room with implied bizarre demises. The dinner party chaos where characters are temporarily possessed or attacked by animate food. Transformations of Adam and Barbara in grotesque shapes to scare the Dietzes, Otho's failed exorcism, Lydia's near marriage to Beetlejuice, and finally Beetlejuice's devouring by the sandworm as poetic justice, demonstrating that the kill count is less about quantity and more about creativity, humor, and narrative significance. Exteriors in the film reinforce this tone, contrasting the normal suburban streets with the warped, desert-like afterlife, creating tension and visual comedy, while interiors amplify it by transforming ordinary domestic spaces into surreal, threatening stages for hauntings, traps, and chaotic performances. Performance, again, is inseparable from the kill count. Michael Keaton's unpredictable energy makes every scene feel dangerous, hilarious, or grotesque. Winona Ryder's Lydia grounds the tension with emotional investment, and the supporting cast enhances the absurdity while lending believability to the supernatural chaos. Safety, creativity, and budget interplay to allow sequences that feel risky, dangerous, and inventive, while the unique selling points, the absurdity, the humor, the surreal visuals, and the clever deaths make Beetlejuice's kill count enduringly fascinating. Implied deaths, such as those of background ghosts, the shrunken, headed man, the flattened road victim, and the charred smoker, broaden the tally, proving that the kill count in Beetlejuice is as much about inventive representation of mortality as it is about actual fatalities. As the movie reaches its climax, exteriors and interiors converge. The Maitlands house transforms into a nightmarish stage, the walls bending, ceilings stretching, and staircases twisting as Beetlejuice attempts to force Lydia into marriage, and the sandworm emerges as the ultimate agent of poetic justice, consuming Beetlejuice himself while leaving the others unharmed. This final death embodies the film's unique approach. It is humorous, visually stunning, narratively satisfying, and a perfect conclusion to the kill count. Humor, satire, and grotesque exaggeration run through every death and near-death scene, making the tally memorable not for numbers but for creativity, style, and impact, and showing how Beetlejuice's approach to death remains unparalleled in horror comedy cinema. Psychologically, the film encourages us to laugh at mortality, to enjoy absurdity, and to appreciate imaginative storytelling. And the kill count serves as both a catalog of deaths and a celebration of Tim Burton's unique cinematic vision. In conclusion, Beetlejuice 1988 proves that a kill count can be inventive, surreal, and hilarious, blending exterior charm, interior chaos, memorable performances, safe yet convincing effects, unique selling points, and efficient use of budget into a single cohesive film where death is never ordinary, always bizarre, and eternally entertaining, leaving audiences laughing, shivering, and celebrating the creativity of horror comedy in a way no other film has managed. Continuing from the previous section, Beetlejuice 1988 maintains its chaotic, surreal energy as the kill count unfolds through a mixture of direct deaths, implied fatalities, grotesque transformations, and absurd supernatural threats, demonstrating that Tim Burton's vision of death is as much about creativity and humor as it is about literal demise, and this section further explores the exterior and interior environments, actor performances, safety measures, unique selling points, budget considerations, and narrative significance that collectively make Beetlejuice's kill count unforgettable. The exterior environments continue to play a crucial role in shaping how the kill count is perceived. The quiet Connecticut streets, initially peaceful, become stages for surreal threats, with the Maitlands house acting as the epicenter of supernatural chaos. Even ordinary exteriors like gardens, driveways, and sidewalks are transformed into sites of visual gags and near-death scenarios, blending humor and horror in a manner unique to Burton's style. Interiors, though more confined, are where much of the film's visual creativity occurs, from the Maitlands' cozy domestic spaces to the Dietz family's garish modernist redesign, and further into the warped afterlife waiting room populated with grotesque and bizarrely injured ghosts. Each interior location doubles as both a narrative space and a visual representation of the kill count, ensuring that deaths and threats are integrated seamlessly into the environment. Performance remains central. Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice thrives on manic unpredictability, turning every scene into a potential fatal encounter, while Winona Ryder's Lydia provides the audience anchor, making the near-deaths feel genuinely tense and emotionally compelling. Alec Baldwin and Geena Davis as the Maitlands convey both love and desperation, their early deaths anchoring the story, while supporting actors Catherine O'Hara, Jeffrey Jones, and Glenn Shaddix contribute comedy and absurdity, enhancing the kill count with unique character-driven near-deaths and implied fatalities. Safety measures behind the scenes ensured that the practical effects, prosthetics, miniatures, animatronics, and stop-motion sequences could create visually striking deaths and chaotic sequences without putting actors or crew at risk. For instance, the sandworm sequence required a combination of puppetry and miniature sets, while actors performed reactions to rigs and props that would later be enhanced with visual effects, giving the impression of real danger while remaining completely safe. Unique selling points are evident in every aspect of the kill count. Deaths are imaginative, grotesque, humorous, and surreal, from the Maitlands drowning to the possessed dinner party, to Beetlejuice's grotesque shape, shifting, to the final poetic justice of his devouring by a sandworm. The film's budget of approximately $15 million was leveraged with incredible efficiency, translating imaginative design, meticulous practical effects, and committed performances into a cinematic experience that grossed nearly $75 million worldwide and spawned decades of cultural impact, from animated series to stage adaptations and merchandise, highlighting that creative execution can surpass financial limitations. Tallying deaths, we consider the Maitlands' initial fatalities 2 deaths, the implied deaths of background ghosts in the afterlife waiting room dozens, the near-death events such as the dinner party chaos and possession sequences, Lydia's attempted supernatural marriage to Beetlejuice, and finally Beetlejuice's own end via the sandworm, 1 death, culminating in a kill count that is rich not only in number, but in creative significance. The humor-infused horror ensures that even implied fatalities and transformations feel entertaining rather than gruesome, allowing the audience to engage with the kill count as both a narrative device and a catalog of Tim Burton's inventive vision of death. The exterior and interior convergence in the climax demonstrates how spatial design intensifies the kill count. The Maitlands' house becomes a nightmarish arena where walls bend, ceilings stretch, and staircases twist, while Beetlejuice uses every trick in his supernatural arsenal to try to coerce Lydia, setting the stage for tension, comedy, and visual spectacle simultaneously. Michael Keaton's performance reaches its zenith here, blending grotesque facial transformations, high-energy physical comedy, and threatening unpredictability, making every potential fatality feel immediate and entertaining, while Lydia, Adam, and Barbara provide emotional grounding, and supporting cast reacts in ways that heighten suspense and humor simultaneously. Safety again was meticulously planned, with actors performing against rigs and props, stop-motion sandworms integrated through miniature and composite techniques, prosthetics allowing grotesque facial and body distortions without risk, and choreographed sequences for the dinner party and wedding, ensuring that the humor-horror blend could be executed safely. Unique selling points shine through. The film combines visual creativity, comedic timing, grotesque design, narrative cohesion, and inventive near-death sequences in ways that no other horror comedy had achieved at the time, making Beetlejuice's kill count distinct and culturally significant. Budget utilization reflects meticulous planning. Prosthetic effects, stop-motion sequences, and set design were carefully allocated to maximize visual impact, demonstrating that a modest investment can achieve enormous narrative and aesthetic returns when guided by creativity. The kill count tally itself is expanded by background ghosts, the burnt smoker, flattened road victim, shrunken-headed man, magician's assistant cut in half, the headless hunter, and dozens of others, each implied death contributing to the overall tally without needing on-screen gore, emphasizing Burton's creativity and the film's unique approach to depicting mortality. In the climax, the Maitlands' home transforms completely, merging interior and exterior chaos, while Beetlejuice's final attempt at marriage is thwarted by the appearance of the sandworm, which devours him in a manner that is simultaneously humorous, visually impressive, and narratively satisfying, providing closure to the kill count while highlighting poetic justice. Humor, grotesque exaggeration, and surreal visuals dominate every sequence, showing that the kill count is less about numerical terror and more about inventiveness, audience engagement, and blending horror with comedy. Psychologically, Beetlejuice encourages viewers to laugh at mortality, embrace absurdity, and appreciate inventive storytelling, with the kill count serving as both a tally of deaths and a celebration of Tim Burton's visionary approach to life and death. In conclusion, Beetlejuice 1988 demonstrates that a kill count need not be measured in sheer numbers but in creativity, originality, humor, and visual impact, combining exterior charm, interior chaos, performances that sell both terror and comedy, safe yet convincing practical effects, unique selling points that differentiate it from every slasher or horror, comedy, budget maximization, and imaginative deaths to create a cinematic experience where mortality is grotesque, absurd, and eternally entertaining, leaving audiences laughing, shivering, and celebrating the peculiar genius of Tim Burton and Michael Keaton, and ensuring that the kill count remains one of the most unique, memorable, and discussed death tallies in film history, captivating audiences for generations and inspiring countless homages, adaptations, and analyses, solidifying Beetlejuice as a timeless masterpiece in horror comedy cinema and immortalizing its creative approach to death in pop culture forever. Thanks for my video.